Hello, hello, hello. I have been horrible about making videos. So I'm sorry for the five of you who actually watch these. But today is my 4 month surgiversary, and I wanted to make sure that I did make a video because it is it's been exactly 4 months today. So as far as my stats go, because that's always most important, my highest weight was 372, and I'm currently at 297. So I've lost 75 pounds in 4 months, and that is freaking amazing. So, anyway, things are going well. I had a very horrible month of February. I actually did have an incident that happened that was surgery related, and that is why pretty much the whole month was awful, and I felt terrible for the entire month. But so what happened was the first week of February, I I got a stomach bug, and so I was sick and I was throwing up, and I don't normally get stomach bugs. I tend to have a pretty strong stomach, so I didn't even realize that that's what was wrong. I just knew that all of a sudden I couldn't eat anything. Everything I ate made me nauseous. I didn't necessarily feel bad, other than I just couldn't eat anything. So I'm thinking that something's going on with my sleeve, that I've suddenly become intolerant to stuff. So I, you know, just thought, well, maybe I'd overdone it because I had to go out of town in January for training for work. And I tried a lot of new things while I was, not new to me, but new since I've had surgery. And I just thought, maybe I just did too much. So I basically put myself back on like a liquid diet and was just doing shakes and like yogurt and just very, very basic stuff like that. And it wasn't really helping. And then I got this pain in my left side, and it wouldn't go away, and I couldn't sleep on my side, and that went on for about a week, to the point that I finally went to the emergency room. The emergency room doctor just thought that I was achy from having a stomach bug, that I was possibly trying to get the flu, and he just gave me anti-nausea medicine and told me to go on the brat diet. So that was that. Well, I go home. Not only does the pain in my side never stop hurting, but it gets worse over the next 2 days. So then I go back to the emergency room. Now, mind you, I started a new job in January, so during my 90 days, I don't have insurance. My insurance doesn't take effect until April 1st. So that's why I'm going to the emergency room and not immediately to my surgeon's office. So, anyway, I go to the emergency room the second time. I have called my surgeon during these 2 days, and he suspects that possibly my gallbladder is acting up, even though it's my left side that's hurting and not my right side. So I tell the emergency room doctor that my surgeon has suggested that I get a ultrasound of my gallbladder. So the second time at the emergency room, they do blood work, they do a urinalysis, they do the ultrasound of my gallbladder. Ultrasound comes back fine. Blood work comes back fine. The doctor is stumped. He doesn't know why I'm hurting. At this point, it's gone up into my shoulder. It hurts all the way across my back. I am miserable, damn near in tears, because I'm just hurting. So, but then he says the only thing left is your urinalysis. I mean, I don't know what that's going to show, but we'll see. So He comes back a little bit later and he says, "We've got it. Your bladder and kidneys are acutely infected. You have an acute bladder infection." And I'm like, what? Like, I've never even had a UTI in my life. And now you're telling me that not only is my bladder infected, but my kidneys are infected too? Now, mind you, it didn't hurt when I peed. I had no reason to even think for a second that that's what was going on. So, anyway, sorry, I was going to do this filming in the car because I have a thing for it, but I keep forgetting, so y'all are getting it this way. So anyways, he gives me antibiotics. I take the antibiotics for a week, and although I was feeling better after the week of antibiotics, I still wasn't 100% back to normal. So on the following Friday, I called my regular PCP doctor and was like, okay, how much is it for me to just kind of I'll pay the cash price to come in, because at this point I feel like the emergency room doctor probably thinks I'm crazy and something is going on with me. So I go see my regular doctor. He does another urinalysis, checks me out, all this stuff. Comes back, I still have a little bit of the infection, so he gives me 2 different antibiotics to take at the same time. And he also schedules me to get a CT scan so that they can see what's going on the inside. So I wind up having to pay out of pocket for a CT scan, which freaking sucked. And then my PCP doctor proceeds to completely scare me to death by calling me and telling me, "Oh, you have a pocket of something in your abdomen and you've got fluid on your lungs, which are both signs of a leak. You need to go see your surgeon immediately." So I call my surgeon's office. I'm freaking out. I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God, I thought that I was far enough out that I didn't have to worry about this kind of thing. And although I felt bad, I didn't think that I felt that bad, for it to be something that serious. So anyways, so my surgeon is like, "Well, come in and get a copy of the CT scan on a disc so I can see all the pictures. I won't even charge you for the visit. It'll be complimentary because we need to get you in here and see what's going on, blah, blah." So the next day I go see my surgeon, and he looks over the all of the pictures, and he comes back and he tells me that what he believes to have happened is very strange and very abnormal, and he's never seen it happen before, and there's not really much we can do about it at this point. But that when I was sick 3 weeks prior with the stomach bug and I was vomiting, that a little bit of I leaked out some, but I didn't currently have a leak. It leaked and then it sealed itself again. So the mass of fluid that was in my abdomen was from that, but at this point, 3 weeks later, my body had walled it off. It had contained it within my abdomen, and that's why it was sore for me to lay on my side. And then because of the initial moment of leak that I had, that's why my lungs produced all this extra fluid. I guess apparently your body does that to protect itself. So I have this fluid on my lungs, which is why I was having shortness of breath and I felt pressure and stuff. So anyway, so that's what was going on with that. So he tells me, well, there's nothing we can do because the body's already dealt with it. And the only thing I can do about my lungs is that I could have the procedure. Sorry, I forget what it's called officially, but they stick this big needle in you through your rib cage and they pull the fluid off of your lungs. So I was like, well, that doesn't sound like something that I want to do. So he said that, I can leave it alone and it will eventually get better on its own. It just may take a while. It may take me like over a month before I feel like totally normal. But I guess it's been 3 weeks since that appointment, and I pretty much feel normal at this point. I think about a week after I saw the doctor, I was finally able to sleep on my left side again. And at this point, where at one point, I mean, walking from my desk to the break room at my job, I would be like short of breath. Now, that's not the case. I don't think that I'm necessarily 100%, but I mean, it's to a point that it doesn't really bother me. So that's all done, but that's part of why I didn't say anything in February, because man, I was going through it. And in January, I had to go out of town for 2 weeks for training with my new job. So I was in Omaha, Nebraska. And so things were just kind of crazy there for like 6 weeks. And whole